has touched the lives of millions of people all over the world and has helped people to deal with life from a very positive, resourceful space. Most of you who have learned yoga from me, who are here, you yourself are every day experiencing this in your life. And in 2013, the Bihar School of Yoga celebrated its golden jubilee by convening the World Yoga Convention, in which 26,000 plus people participated. I was fortunate to be there, along with many of you, to witness the gratitude world showed to this tradition. People from 56 countries had assembled, and they all expressed their gratitude to this great tradition of yoga. And Satyananda Yoga Centre has been blessed with the opportunity of teaching yoga to all of you, most of you who are students of our centers. And we are sure that this journey is going to touch millions of lives in the years to come. This session, we are calling it as an ACOT, Awakening Call of a Golden Yoga Tradition. And we will be doing 10 sessions during this year. On the day of Diwali in 2005, Swami Niranjan, whose disciple I am, he gave the name Satyananda Yoga Centre on the sacred grounds of Ganga Darshan. And on this coming day of Diwali, 2015, Satyananda Yoga Centre will be completing 9 years of seva, and it will be entering its 10th year. And I express my heartfelt gratitude to each and everyone present here for making this happen. I thank you for your blessings, your participation, your keenness to evolve and become better people, which brought you to the Satyananda Yoga Centre. And we decided that in 10 years, if we have done so much work, it only has to be given to much larger audience. And therefore we have decided to do 10 lectures like this, 1 session per month. And after every 3 lectures, we will also create an opportunity for all of you. And if you want, you can also bring your friends or your relatives, your loved ones, to have an experience of the teaching tradition of Satyananda Yoga. So after every 3 sessions, of ACOGT, Satyananda Yoga Centre will also host a 2-day weekend experiential retreat. Most of you here, you are known to me. And when I say that we will give an opportunity to your friends or to your relatives to have a 2-day retreat from morning, say 6 to evening 6 on a Saturday and a Sunday in a nice location like this in Chennai, I think all of you will be really happy to invite your friends and have them experience this wonderful tradition. So today's topic that we have thought of is yoga for daily life. So I want to ask you a question. What is life? If any of you want to answer, you can just put your hand up. We can give you a mic, and you could just respond. What is life? This is my question to all of you. Anyone wants to say something? Yeah?
Space between life and death.
The space between life and death. Okay? Yeah? We have somebody there, Ranga. We have Ramesh here saying something.
It is space between two births.
The space between?
Two births, two janmas.
Two janmas. Wow. Very philosophical.
To live in present scenario.
To remain in the present scenario. Okay. Somebody here?
Life is a gift of God.
Can you please come again?
Life is a gift of God.
Very nice. Any other thoughts? All these are definitely wonderful thoughts, but they are, except for one or two, they are all very high, Yeah, yes, Narayan?
It's all about consciousness.
Yeah, it's about consciousness. It becomes even more, even more mystical, even more difficult to appreciate in daily life. Okay. The reason why we brought this daily is life. If you look at life, there is a lot of discussion about life. Life is called as Ayu. You look at Ayurveda, it speaks of life from a completely different perspective. Each philosophy has its own thoughts and ideas about life. Like it's the gap in between one janma and the other janma. All these, they are very abstract. But if you look at this idea of daily life, it's not so abstract, correct, no? Daily life. And many times, it becomes daily survival more than daily life. I think all of you will appreciate the difference between surviving and living. There is a huge difference between surviving and living. Animals have to survive because that is the only thing available for them. Instincts are the only thing that is available for them. They are governed by their instincts. Fear, hunger, thirst, sleep. desire to reproduce. That's all. But you can see even in animals, there is fellowship. It's not a big thing, if you are going to say, I have a social activity happening. Even crows, they are very social. They don't eat alone. You offer a small handful of rice, they will call everybody. They will say, all of you come, all of you come. Jayagopal has arranged for some rice. All of you come, all of you come. And if you say motherly, fatherly, parental role, human life is very important. Cow does it. Monkeys do it. Cats do it. All life forms have that ability. It's very instinctive. Even animals have that quality of a bonding. But it is based on instinct. So what does daily life mean to us? What is the difference between us and any other life form? The very fact that we are able to sit together today and think about this is the difference. Buddhir hitesham adhiko viseshaha buddhir vihina pashubhis samana. Ahara nidra bhaya maitunam cha samanyam etat pashubir naranam. What is the difference between every other life form and you and me? What difference is there between a pig and me? It also eats, it also grows, it is also having fear, it also sleeps, it also reproduces. So how am I different from a pig? If you question, that ability to question and ponder, that is what makes us different. Do you agree with me? How many of you agree with me? You agree with me? Very nice. Therefore, we are responsible for our life. But what do? Daily morning, Zee Tamil, மேஷராசியில் பிறந்த மிகவும் அன்பாய் பேசுகின்ற நேயர்களே, if you look at that video, you take, I'm not criticizing an astrologer, what I'm saying is, we have become so dependent on all factors outside us for our life. What is the control? What is the effort that we have in our life? God has given such a beautiful body. What a beautiful body He has given. If you study medicine, you will appreciate that within this body, every day, so much intelligence is continuously there, which is allowing you to be whoever you are sitting here. If you are able to hear, if you are able to see, if you are able to understand, it is because of this body. Imagine if you were a cockroach sitting in one of the crevices, listening to the same lecture, what will happen? Nothing will happen. Cognition. And therefore we have responsibility in life. What responsibility do we have? Tell me. What responsibility do we have? What can we be responsible for? Can somebody respond? Yeah. Ranga? What can we be responsible for? Yeah. Please use a mic so that everyone can hear.
For our actions and inactions.
For our actions as well as our inactions, we are responsible. Very nice.
For our own selves.
We are responsible for our own self. Okay? Can you be responsible for how this man is going to drive his bike? Or can you be responsible for how Murali will sit in the chair? Can you be responsible for anything that you don't control? Or can you be? Yeah. We are responsible for the choices we make in our life. And we make choices when? Do you have a choice time? Evening 7 o'clock to 7:30 is my choice time. Do you do like that? When do you make choices? Huh? Every moment of the day you are making choices. Every moment makes a minute, and therefore every minute of the hour you are making choices. Every hour of the day you are making choices. Every day of the week and every day of the month you are making choices. Every month of the year you are making choices. Every year of your life you are making choices. And your choices decide who you will be. How can you make correct choices? Should you make correct choices? You go to Woodlands Hotel, to Vrindavan restaurant. It's a very nice restaurant. It's a compliment to you only. It's a very nice restaurant. Okay? You go and have a menu there. You're not having a very good appetite today. What should you ask for? A cheese fondue? Huh? What will happen to you? That's all. By evening you will have Lagu Shanka Prakshalanasana. Every moment we are making choices, and every choice is actually impacting life. And if you want to make the right choices, it purely depends on your awareness. How aware are you? Are you aware of your body? Are you aware of your breath? Are you aware of your emotions? Couple of years back, I met Anna, Vivekanandan Anna, on the beach. And I asked him, how are you and all that. The discussion, he told me that his breath is flowing only on one side for quite a while. And I suggested to him that you have to start yoga. He did not listen. He did not listen. Then he had to be treated for cancer. I told him, if you don't do anything, you will get cancer later on. He himself has shared this experience in a couple of forums. We have to become aware. We don't listen to our body. God has created such a beautiful body, we don't listen to it. Should we eat? Should we not eat? Should we sit like this? Should we go? Should we not go? Should we evacuate? What should we do? What should I speak? What should I feel? Only we have choice. Mind you, no other life form has choice about all these things. And if you do not use that faculty, what justice is there in life? And when we neglect small things every day, they gradually start piling up. And you do not know. Something has already happened very deep inside. Only when the crack opens, only when there is a manifestation, you come to know that you are at such a big threat. A very, very good student of mine, good friend, he just passed away a few days back in Gurgaon. Very young man, heart attack. He could have found just 10 minutes every day. How many of you know that practice of yoga is very good for health? Okay. How many of you practice every day? All of you are my students. My students don't raise the hand. The others who've been invited by my students, you tell me, how many of you practice yoga daily? Very nice. Very nice. I'm very happy. We should congratulate this person. The choice that he had to make when he was forced on the blessed day of Shivratri. Why you have to be forced like that? God has got, one hand. If you see this standing Murti of Mahavishnu, he has got one hand from which money is pouring out. We don't see any other part of his. The other hand is, it's showing like this. It's saying, it's called as Abhaya Mudra. And he says, I am here. I am under your feet. I am inside your heart. Fear not. Take effort. You will overcome everything. This hand we don't see. We keep seeing only this. And when we make wrong choices, again and again and again and again, somebody comes and gives an awakening call. Like today, I have been prompted by nature to give you this awakening call. Somebody comes and tells you. It need not be a meeting like this. Casually you will get one WhatsApp message. Did you hold your nose today morning for 3 minutes? Nowadays we have to teach yoga through WhatsApp only. So when some message like that comes to you, who is then broadcasting that message for you? Nature is sending to you a message. If you don't listen, that is the Shankanada. Why he has got one conch? The conch is his wisdom, which he propagates through several sources. Through some source it comes and touches you. Like today somebody is telling you, why don't you find 10 minutes time here? There are some people who come and learn, but they don't practice. Correct, no? I got some people here. I'm looking into their eye as I'm talking. That wrong choice leads to a conflict in the laws of nature inside your system, about which you don't have any control. Karmanyeva adhikaraha te. You have the right only to make the right choices and do those actions sincerely, perfectly. What result I have to give you? I have a very big mechanism which works behind, which will give you the correct result in the correct time, not your time but my time. The Lord says, Karmanyevaha adhikaraha te. Your choice is the right action. It can be a right action. It can be a right choice. We make wrong choices throughout the day. We speak a word, then we feel bad. We eat one more dosa, then we feel bad. We eat one more cutlet, we feel bad. We have 2-3 more cups of coffee or tea, then we feel bad. We should have given something to somebody, we chose not to give, we feel guilty. It happens continuously. Wrong choices start creating a very subtle conflict. So friends, what I want to tell you, if you want your life, the consciousness or the gap between one janma and other janma, or the gap between. If you want those big things to be proper, if life has to be proper, daily life, your choices have to be proper. And if you are full of worries, those of you who do not have any worries, you can leave now. யாருக்கெல்லாம் கவலையெல்லாம் இல்லையோ எழுந்து போயிடலாம். Nobody can get and go. நானும் எழுந்து போக முடியாது. Just joking. Those who are not having enough energy, don't we feel at 4 o'clock, 3:30 in the evening, there is one after lunch, 2 hours after lunch, what happens? Then your your client or your boss or whoever is trying to give you the explanation about that concept, what happens? Those of you who have been in corporate meetings, you all know what happens post lunch. Later on, they send WhatsApp message. Today's lullaby was very nice. It's between very closed groups. Because there is absolutely no energy. With such an energy level, with such a mind, how many times do we have stress in the mind in a day? How many times we are angry? How many times we are irritated? How many times we are upset? How many times we are jealous? Each of these mental modifications rob off your intellect, your ability to take the right decisions in life. Your perception is affected. Arjuna says that. Gandhivam samsrite hastat. Krishna, my hand. Arjuna's hand has become weak. Can you imagine? The one who can create fear just by standing. He is saying, Gandhivam samsrite hastat. Tvak chaiva paridakhyate. எனக்கு எல்லாமே போச்சுப்பா, கலகலன்னு இருக்கு, கலக்கின் வருது, வடிவேலு மாதிரி. He is saying to Krishna. Why? Because emotionally that person was totally burdened. Tell me, aren't we all burdened? By the end of the day, when we go to sleep, we go lie down, close the eyes. Wow, what a beautiful day it was. Are we able to sleep like that? So much pain in the body, so much fatigue. Thoonguna podum. Because it is a very nice escape. In Sushupti Avastha, Buddhi is not there. What is right, what is wrong, you don't know. Even if you have done something wrong, you need not worry during sleep. Sushupti Avastha is a blessing for all of us. Ask an insomniac. He will tell you how blessed you are. So in this kind of environment, with this kind of a mind, with this level of energy, with this kind of fitness, all these people who philosophize, who talk about consciousness, spirit and all that, they seem to neglect their body. The rishis were very, very intelligent. They had a Panchakosha Viveka. They understood the personality in its fullness. They did not neglect the body. Udambar Azhin Uyirar Azhivar, Tirumular says, Tidambada Meññanam Seravum Mattar, Udambai Valarkum Ubayam Arinde, Udambai Valarten, Uyir Valartene. It is not possible. Why should you have a body? There is a purpose. Udambai Munnam Iluk endurindhen. At least Tirumular was at a different level. He was considering, okay, after all this body, it is made of phlegm and blood and bones and all this stuff. I don't care about it. He considered it like that. We are not like that. We try to make it better and better. All the white hair is becoming in all colors now. Rainbow. All unnatural colors are naturally given to the people are mad. They are cheating themselves. They don't want to see the truth. பல்லு விழருது. எங்க அப்பா சொல்வார், என்னோட உறவினர்கள்லாம் வந்துட்டாங்க அப்படிம்பார். என்னப்பா சொல்ற? முடி நரைச்சிடுத்து, பல்லு விழுந்துடுத்து, கை கால்லாம் நடுங்கிறது, தோல் சுருங்கிடுத்து, எல்லாரும் என் ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸு, எல்லாரும் என்னோட ரிலேட்டிவ்ஸ், என் பந்துக்கள் எல்லாம் வந்துட்டாங்க அப்படின்னு எங்கள் அப்பா சொல்லுவார். People don't want to face facts. At the same time, they don't take any effort to keep this body in a good, healthy condition. It will take 15 minutes, 20 minutes in a day. People are so stupid to say, I don't have time. Moodha mate. How can you say I don't have time? So it's very important to take care of this personality in a good, proper manner. And we have a physical body which is made of food. Chandogya Upanishad says, out of the food that you consume, the tasty part, which is so nice to the tongue, and the appearance, so beautiful it is when they put it on a nice way and bring it and show to you, sir, this is this. When they say like that, you feel very good, no? And the aroma. These are the physical properties of the food that gets converted into fecal matter. சில பேரோட சம்பந்தம் ஏற்பட்டா வஸ்தத்தி ஆக முடியும், சில பேரோட சம்பந்தம் ஏற்பட்டா மட்டமாயிட முடியும். இந்த சரீரத்தோட அந்த வாசனையான உணவு சம்பந்தமானதுனால என்ன எடுத்து நம்ம எல்லாருக்கும் தெரியும். All the aroma becomes a stink. All the beauty becomes a completely formless thing, a wretched thing which we want to just get rid of. Whatever we are able to see, whatever we are able to taste, whatever we are able to smell and appreciate, that soft feeling, everything gets converted into fecal matter. There is no value for that in actual sense. But the nutrition that is there in that food becomes the body. And that body is called Annamaya Kosha. Body made of food. Not the taste, not the smell, not the form, not the aroma. Please. We eat food because of that only. Those people who eat food just for the sake of the pleasure of eating for themselves, Krishna says in the Gita, they are eating their own sin. But if the food is offered to somebody, if it is given to alleviate the pain of hunger for somebody, that food gets blessed. And if you offer it to the Creator, it gets sanctified. That's why in our tradition they take water, sprinkle on food. And when they are sprinkling on food, they say, may this food be blessed by the divine. May this food become blemishless. May this food merge with my body fully. It's a prayer that we make. And such food is consumed. That food becomes a nourishing thing for the physical body. And physical body requires vyayama, exercise. And today that part of yoga alone is famous. Which part? How do you communicate to somebody that you do yoga? You have to put a twisted posture, I have to lift this leg, take it on top of the head and put it here. Then only I can prove that I am a person dealing with yoga. That is the idea people have about yoga. Yoga karmashu kaushalam. Yoga karmashu kaushalam. The ability to skillfully conceive, understand and deliver a job is yoga. If you don't have, the desire to do something and the ability to understand how to do it and the skill and capacity to actually do it, what is the point? There are daydreamers and they say, I am followers of APJ Abdul Kalam. Daydreamer, he didn't talk about daydreaming. He's asking us to become a visionary. So it is very important to have physical fitness. And physical fitness has got 4 parameters. Flexibility is one parameter. Strength is one parameter. Agility is one parameter. Endurance is one parameter. And when you do the yoga asanas, all these 4 are given to you. No spending. 15 minutes, if you are able to do some simple practices, you will have all these qualities. So what is stopping? Foolishness is stopping people. Knowing very well that this is useful. If somebody says, I will do it later. Now I am very young. Another person says, I will do it later. Now only I am growing. Another person says, I have grown up. I will not start now. I will do it when I become old. I am very responsible now. And when they become very old, they think, how can I start now? My father is not able to start asana practice. I have been trying to convince him. He's 80 now. He's not able to start it because it's very difficult to start now. Very exceptionally, there are some people. I have a student who comes to the Satyananda Yoga Centre. He is 90 years old. I feel I am blessed, I am fortunate to teach that person. He does Pavan Muktasanas. We put it up in our Facebook page also. So happy to teach yoga to that person. At 90, he comes and sits and he very sincerely does, close his eye and look at the choice he is making at 90. So there is no age bar. Technically, from the yoga perspective, you can start yoga asanas from the age of 8. There are some people who want to teach yoga to their children at the age of 2.5. You know what complaint they have? Empulla serious ave illa sir. 2.5 vayasu pulle serious aakunonu ippudi monanji. Empullaki concentration illa sir. சரி ஏதோ பிஇ படிக்கிறார் போல் இருக்கு, இவர் 1.5 லட்சம் ரூபாய் வருஷம் கட்டுறார் போல் இருக்கு. நீ என்ன கிளாஸ் சார் குழந்தை? சார் 4வது படிக்கிறார். In 4th, what do you want the child to do? You want the child to become a genius. People have gone crazy. Children have to play. So the fitness aspect, we have to do practice every day. Otherwise, your body is like a boulder that is falling down from the cliff. நீங்கள் ஒன்றுமே பண்ண வேணாம், சும்மா அப்படியே உட்காந்துருங்க, உடம்பு வீணாக போயிடும். You don't have to do anything special to spoil this body. Just live your life. You say, no, one janma, other janma, one this, one that. Just live that, body will perish. It will totally perish. ஒன்றுமே பண்ணாமல் வயசாகி செத்து போனவங்க பார்த்துருக்கேன். ஒன்றுமே பண்ண மாட்டாங்க. காலம்புற உக்காந்து ஒரு நோட் புக் எடுத்து ஏதோ எழுத ஆரம்பிச்சுவாங்க. கணக்கு நைட்டு வரைக்கும் கணக்கு எழுதுவாங்க, நாளைக்கு எழுதுவாங்க, நாளைக்கு எழுதுவாங்க. They will go on writing like that for 70 years without getting up from that place, and they will die. They have also gone through aging. You have to find time, steal time. God has given you the capacity to make choices. Food is an important thing. Exercise is a very important thing. Vyayama. Rest is very important. People want, we teach in a Satyananda Yoga tradition, we teach a practice called Yoga Nidra. And we tell people that when you do a half an hour Yoga Nidra, you feel like you have slept for 6 hours. Immediately eyes, they glow. Appadina thunga venama sir. Immediately they are very happy. They don't want to sleep. Their ambition is driving them so crazy that the most beautiful experience, sleep also they want to reduce. Sleep is a necessity. Nature has kept it very purposefully. And we have to learn the correct preparation that will help us to sleep well. So good, proper food, proper exercise, proper rest. These are very important if you want to keep this body, which is only 1/5 of your personality, in good condition. But if you have a very good body, which does not have any energy in it, உயிர் சக்தியே இல்லைன்னு வச்சுக்கோங்க அது உள்ள, what kind of choices you will make? Let's say your daughter comes and says, Appa, I have to do this project. Will you please take me to the shop? And at that time you are what will happen to the child? The child will actually suffer, which the child will not be able to even come and tell you, because you may probably shout in your unresourceful condition. The child is afraid of your anger. And very simple, the rishis have given such a simple solution. If your food is proper, if you rest well, if you exercise, and just do little bit of breathing, systematic breathing. அதான் உட்டுண்டு எழுத்துன்னு தானே சார் இருக்கேன், அது வருஷக்கணக்காக போயிட்டு தான் இருக்குது. Not like that. In a systematic way, proper breathing. You will learn it only when you come to a good yoga teacher. And 5 minutes of breathing is enough. You will forget the meaning of the word tiredness in your life. I have been telling this. In the last 1 decade, I have not used the word I am tired to anybody. And I feel I am very happy about it. Not because I don't get tired. I do get tired. There is no superhumanness in this. But it is a very simple, common sense practice that I have brought into my system. 5 minutes of breathing, that's all is required. 5 minutes. If you do now, after this when you go back, you will feel very nice. And if somebody says, I don't have 5 minutes, go to the dungeons. Nobody can save you. If you have a high level of energy, but your mind is full of emotions, Full of emotions, full of anger, full of irritation, full of fear. What is the use of the health? What is the use of the energy? You will torture all the people around you. புடுங்கி தின்னு கொன்னுடுவோம் கூட இருக்கிற எல்லாரையும். So the rishis have given methods to deal with the mental dimension, the mind. And the rishis have also given practices which go beyond the mind, go to the higher dimensions of the mind. And you can actually heal yourself. Even if you are diseased, even if you are not at ease, through the systematic, investment of effort and time learned from a proper tradition, you can heal yourself totally. We've had the opportunity to serve a lot of people who have healed themselves totally. People who have come out of asthma, people who have come out of migraine, this is nothing. It's a trivial benefit you get out of systematic life. And when you do such a justice to your human birth, then your choices become correct. And when you have the right choices in place, daily life becomes a boon. Every day is like a boon for you. Do you want a curse or do you want a boon? How many of you want a curse every day? Tell me. Nobody wants. Sorry, இப்படி கேட்குறீங்களே சார், யாருக்காவது சாபம் வேணும்னு நினைப்பாங்களா? But if I tell you practice half an hour yoga every day, morning 4 o'clock to 5 o'clock, that is why when someone comes to our tradition for our classes, we say to them, you choose your own time. But whether I will practice or not is not a choice. You can do it at any time of the day. But every day I will practice is not a choice. You have to do every day. And when you do such a, systematic approach, when you have learnt it from a good teacher or a tradition, then your pancha koshas, they become radiant. You become a tejasvi. Tejasvi bhuyasam, medhavi bhuyasam. Let me become radiant. Let me become brilliant. Let me be a source of inspiration. This is the prayer we are making in the Medha Suktam. But it is not enough if you just pray. It is important that you make choices every day. And what choices have to be done, how they have to be practiced every day, at what time of the day we can do these practices, what choices have to be made even within the set of practices. There are so many traditions of yoga. There are so many practices in yoga. When I see, if I just go and search yoga, there are it looks like there is an infinite number of links available for you to read about yoga, and you will just go bonkers mad. It's very difficult to make a correct choice. Given all this, the reason why we have organized this ACOCT session today is to, make this awakening call for those of you who have not yet started practice of yoga every day. எனக்கு தெரியும் பண்ணணும்னு வெயிட் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கேன், கரெக்ட் டைம் வரணுன்றதுக்காக. For all of you, I am making this call today. Start from today. If you have already learnt, do the practice. If you have not yet learnt from a good tradition or teacher, please resolve today that you will learn. And for benefit of you and your family members, we are going to conduct a 2-day experiential Satyananda Yoga retreat. The program is going to be offered to you as a seva. We don't have a commercial motive in this. We will be organizing it in a nice venue. We are looking for a good venue. We will fix a venue. And we have decided that we will do it on 26th and 27th of September. A lot of time. Because there are going to be 2 more lectures. And after those 2 more lectures, when we have a sufficient number of people registering, then we will invite you through an SMS or whatever, and we will let you know the venue. Those of you who wish to participate in such an experiential retreat, we have a register form available here at the counter outside. Mr. Balaji and few others will be there who can help you. Can you just identify yourself to them? So you could just meet him at the entrance, and he will give you a form, or a team of people are there who will give you a form which you can fill up, and we will communicate to you. Only venue has to be told to you. 26th and 27th of September. It will be 2 full-day programs. You will come at about 9 o'clock, if not 6. We will tell you the exact time also. And you will stay with us till the evening. And we will teach you the practices that were developed by Sri Swami Satyananda Saraswati. And we will also give you a schedule of what you can do in the morning, what you can do in the evening, how you can plan your yoga during the day. We will give you a lot of clarity in that. During the 2 days, you will have the experience of Satyananda Yoga. You will also have the opportunity to plan something for yourself. And we will be very happy to have all of you and your family members. Per person who is here, you can bring 2 people for that experiential workshop. And if you cannot invite them straight away for the retreat, we are going to have the next lecture on 20th August, which is also a Sunday. Can you just check that date? It is 20th August or 23rd August? 23rd August, Sunday, same 5 to 6, we have one more ACOC lecture on a different topic. And during these 10 lectures, we will gradually, bring in different inputs about Satyananda Yoga and the teaching tradition of Satyananda Yoga. All of you are welcome for these lectures. And if you wish to invite your friends for the next lecture, the venue for the next lecture will be PS Higher Secondary School, RK Mutt Road, Mylapore, opposite to the Ramakrishna Mutt. There is a centenary hall there, and the next session will be happening there. And we will also send you a communication if you leave your details. If you are interested, you can leave your details in the form. We will send you the information. We will be very happy to invite all of you and your friends for the next lecture. The subsequent lecture will be in Adyar. It will be on 20th of September. That will be the 3rd lecture. And 26th and 27th will be the retreat. Time is 6 o'clock. Our plan was to do it from 5 to 6. Thank you very much for the time that you have invested today evening, the right choice you made to be here. And we all sincerely pray from the Satyananda Yoga tradition to our Guru Parampara that each one of you be very healthy, be very happy, prosperous, and fulfill your life purpose. And if you have any questions that you would like to ask me, just think of it. Meanwhile, I want Mr. Rangarajan to give you a small introduction about a project that we are doing for a while. The Satyananda Yoga Centre and the Satyananda Yoga Education Charitable Trust. These are two institutions that were founded about 10 years back to help people to have experience of yoga. And we have had the opportunity to introduce yoga to children in a very big way through corporation schools, through government schools, through private schools. And apart from that, we've also had the opportunity to teach Satyananda Yoga to children who are having exceptional needs, like children with Down syndrome, cerebral palsy, microcephaly, hydrocephaly, with autism, spectrum disorders, with ADHD, and many more. And in the last 10 years, we have done a research in that field, and we are very encouraged by the results that we have, and we are very happy to have had this opportunity. And we also had the chance to teach yoga to people who were diagnosed and who are treated for cancer. In the last 13 years, we've been invited by the Cancer Institute Adyar, and we taught yoga on a weekly basis to patients at the institute. And out of the thousands of people that we taught, 6 women have come forward to start a movement called as We Can Care, because they are totally healed today. There is no trace of cancer in their system. Of course, they have taken the conventional treatment, and yoga is brought into their life as an additional input. But the quality of life of these people that yoga has promised and given to them is so beautiful. And we are doing a extensive program called We Can Care, which will get publicly announced from August. It got inaugurated on 14th of September last year when we were celebrating Shivananda Janmotsav. Every year from 8th to 15th of September, a 1-week festival is celebrated at the Satyananda Yoga Centre to pay our gratitude and respects to our Parameshti Guru Swami Shivananda Saraswati. And last year we had it inaugurated, We Can Care. But we have produced a wonderful film. We will invite all of you, a documentary on the life of these people and how it has transformed their life. And we are talking to some people who will release it on a public forum, and then it will be made available for everyone. And we have created a team of 40 volunteers who want to actually teach Satyananda Yoga to people who are diagnosed with cancer. And we have been publishing the books in Tamil language for the benefit of people in this part of the country. Our tradition is one of the best publishers in the world. Our books from Bihar School of Yoga, they are respected like a Bible, like a Bhagavad Gita when it comes to yoga. And in the last 7 years, we've started publishing these books in Tamil. And one such work is the publication of a magazine. In fact, when you go back today, with a lot of love, we are going to give you 6 issues of this magazine as prasad to each one of you. You can read them and connect with the Guru Parampara. And that's what I would request Ranga to take just 1 or 2 minutes and explain. Just 1 or 2 minutes.
Hari Om Ji, thank you for the wonderful evening and very good insight into what we all should probably look forward to. Those who have already been part of our system, please continue to practice and evolve. And I would probably take next 2 minutes to ask you for 1 hour of your time in a week. Sir, I've asked you for 70 minutes, but I'm asking you only for 60 minutes. There is a There is a book, as Jay sir said, there is a book called Satyavaka, which is the translation work of the original Satyananda Yoga magazine that is published from the Bihar School of Yoga. So what we wanted you to do was, if you are very good at translating from English to Tamil, all we need is 10 to 15 minutes of your time every day to translate articles for us, because we need more people to, or we need more hands to get the article done, so that we will have backlog or backup of about 6 months to 1 year articles, so that it will be easy for us to keep printing it and sending it. Today we are doing it every month, and we are probably struggling. To be honest, we are struggling to find people to do translation work, and we find it, and we do it at the last moment with 1 or 2 contributing. So if you feel that you could still be part of the give that is given there, all we wanted to give you is 10 minutes in a day, which constitute about roughly you can take Sundays off. So I still remain at 60 minutes per week. So contribute that time. If you're interested, please leave your number and name, and I will reach out to you back, and we will tell you how to take this forward. Hari Om.
Ranga will be available outside. In case you're interested in translation, you can meet him. Now, if you have any questions, we've got maybe 5 minutes. Yeah.
Hari Om ji.
Hari Om.
When I wanted to invite some of my friends who are in the age group of 15 to 25, most of them were going to gym, and they were feeling like the gym is more superior to yoga. I was not able to convince, because I just have 5 to 10 minutes of time. So please guide us on how to convince such people. Actually, I personally feel going to gym and doing fast breathing exercise actually fastens the aging process.
Yeah.
But I was not able to convince them. And also, if we get the CD of these speeches, we can actually distribute to our friends and relatives. That may be useful. Thank you.
The problem with convincing people is the conflict that I'm trying to explain something you don't know. So it is not the fact that they are not able to appreciate. It is that they have to concede to what you are going to explain that they don't want to do. So it's very difficult to convince people. That is why in our Satyananda Yoga Centre, we never say, please come and learn yoga. We say we are here, and we try to announce ourselves in every way possible. That's all we can do. If you're thirsty, you have to come. And in every way possible, if we are able to just create a communication, probably you could invite these people for a very interesting lecture. Because when they look at a third person, like if I tell my wife about something, she'll have a prejudiced way of looking at it, because nee solra naan kekano. But if a third person says, she will be able to appreciate the same matter. That is why for counseling you always go to a third person who doesn't know both of them. So you think that that person is neutral. Fact of the matter is, I am ready to accept when somebody says, because between you and me, let's say I am your brother, I know all your weakness, and you suddenly come and say that yoga is very good for me. That's how it happens. So it's always good to give them a chance like this. And I really agree with you that if we can provide these lectures, be useful, I think in the future that will happen. Thank you. Sure.
Who cares for your mental health? Your mental health comes from yoga.
Correct. Thank you.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I've got 2 questions. One is, most of our senses are externalized, that we see, we listen, everything. Do you feel yoga is one thing which allows us to see inside, like breath? I mean, I can control all my body parts, like liver, kidney. Is that possible through yoga?
Yeah.
This is the first question.
Yeah. If you look at the approach yoga has, it's not a suppression that it is suggesting. If a grenade has already been detonated and if you are trying to contain it, you will require an extremely strong vault within which you can detonate it and still not have any effect. Yoga doesn't talk about that. And an emotion, an inclination towards a sense experience, if it has already manifested, it is like a detonated bomb. So there is no point in trying to control it there. And most people who try to do that, they become diffident because the senses are very powerful. The senses are designed to do that job by nature. So you cannot fight with them. Yoga takes a different route. Yoga takes the route of befriending the mind, knowing the mind, realizing the tendency of the mind, and going to the root and chopping off at the root, not trying to prune it on the top. So, a typical way of removing a weed would be to go to the root. And your root is something that is not visible. The root of a plant is something that is not visible. So you have to go to that level of your personality. And practices in yoga are designed in that way. That is why the first step towards spirituality, which requires mental integration, is a sensory integration. Mano nigraha is impossible when there is no sensory integration. That is why Indriya Nigraha is brought in a very, very subtle manner, without fight. Moment you confront the mind, moment you challenge the mind becomes very aggressive. But if you are able to go below, mind is very happy that you are going below. You're not confronting, but it doesn't know that you've gone to the roots. That's the approach yoga has, through which you can very effortlessly redirect. It's like if you've been a farmer, you'll know there's a flow of water and you want it to go there. You don't change it from here. You already create a different path, and at a particular spot you just divert it. The path is created before the diversion takes place. The path is not done when the flow is in full strength. So the emotion is like the flow. The inclination is like the flow. And you try to stop it there, you're bound to fail.
A lot of negativity has been injected into the mind. So that literally deals with, you can say, negative thoughts and a lot of energy drain. How does yoga help in that to conserve?
Precise. Today's topic has been that. Choices of daily life. Yoga helps you to bring appropriate choices for daily life. In fact, today's topic would have been that. How to make appropriate choices through yoga for daily life. The thing is, when you become deeply relaxed during yoga nidra, during meditation, during pranayama, you get into a non-reactive space. You cannot change the people and environment without going to that space. In one of the small books that we published, I had written about this. You're looking at a motion picture. In the motion picture, you see 32 frames or so per second. So you go and sit there and you see that it's a motion picture. You feel like it's happening there. You cannot do anything about it. It is already happening there. And you don't like it. What can you do? That's what is happening to us in life also. Something is happening, we don't like it. But we don't have the tool with which we can edit and modify it. But if you look at an editor of a film, he has what is called as an edit suite. Edit suite is a software. Earlier it used to be actually a physical unit through which they will run the film. Now it's a software in which you can see the same motion picture not at 32 frames per second, but at 2 frames or 3 frames, or even if you want 1 frame per second. So what happens is, you decide that this portion of this film I don't want to appear, and you can cut it. How is that possible? You need to slow down. When you slow down, you are able to make change in the outside. So if the media is negative, if husband is negative, if child is negative, neighbor is negative, it will not affect you. If you have learnt the correct approaches and methods and practices, brought them into your life. The problem with people is, they want a benefit and they come to know that yoga will give the benefit, but they don't see that they have to sustain practice. They decide in their mind that I have this problem, this is the solution, I should get the solution in 5 days. It is their decision. And they do yoga for 5 days. 6th day morning they decide yoga is useless. Chanting is useless. Exercise is useless. Swimming is useless. Talking to this man is useless. If you know that there is water, you have to go on digging. Vedatri Maharishi used to say, தண்ணி இருக்குன்னு தெரிஞ்ச பிறகு 200 அடி தோண்டினா தண்ணி கிடைக்கும்னு தெரிஞ்ச பிறகு 10 அடி 10 அடியா 25 இடத்துல தோண்டினாலும் தண்ணி கிடைக்காதுங்களா ஐயா. The problem with people is they don't continue. And when you continue, you have to encounter a point of darkness, tamas. And you have to, it is very impregnated, it's very, very strong. And you have to penetrate and go beyond that. That's why in the Sabarimala Yatra, there is a place called as the, that hill. You cannot cross that at all. It's very difficult. And then they go on doing the Charana Gosham. Etri vidayya, tukki vidayya, Charanam, Charanam, Ayyappa. It's a symbolic expression of the challenge we will face in our sadhana. In the personal journey, we will come to that point which is very strong inertia, ignorance. And it has to be penetrated with the sharp instrument of regularity, with the sharp instrument of dedication. Thank you. I should thank Mr. Murli, who helped us with this venue. When we decided that this area in and around Mylapore has to be chosen, he helped us with this venue, and I sincerely thank him.